Hey Part 1, so today we are looking at a mini message for you from the fairies. So these are super quick little tiny messages just for you, and your card says listen, be alert, the soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. How perfect. We also have the card here, chopped wood, and we also have the 5 of Pentacles. So what I'm feeling for this, guys, your message is you need a little bit more magic in your life. I feel like things have gotten a bit routine, maybe a bit mundane with this chopped wood card. I feel like, maybe you're either putting too much attention to the daily grind or the daily chores and not allowing yourself enough time for some rest and relaxation, some kind of a play, or even to allow a little bit of excitement back into your life where you may feel like you're stuck in this daily grind. I'm kind of getting a sense from this card too. This always makes me think of like the Cinderella story. So maybe you're sort of feeling a bit like Cinderella right now, where she, was sort of stuck doing all those daily chores, and she dreamed of this, life outside of that. But, she knew she sort of had to keep doing what she was doing at the time. But she did get to go to the ball, and she had a wonderful magical time. And I am looking at this broom here that just happens to have a streamer on it with a little star attached, and it kind of makes me think it's almost like how the prince came back, looking for the person to match the glass slipper, right, which of course Cinderella was wearing when she went to the ball. And it's almost like this little keepsake that's here from, so it's sort of like that indication that, there was some fun that's been had, but now we're back to, the grind. So I just feel like it's just taking that little bit of a time out. Sorry if you hear it in, a lot of noises in the background, guys. I do have my window open. You might hear the birds. But yeah, I just feel like this is taking some time out and just allowing a little bit more magic to come back into your life. Even if you are, and I'm hearing from Spirit, even if you do have to do, if you're saying, well, I can't, not do the housework, I can't not do this, I can't not do that, and that's fair enough. But if you're really, really feeling like you don't have a moment's time to take out for yourself, or to, get that little bit of magic back into your life, I'm kind of hearing, or rather seeing, I should say, Spirit's sort of showing me, the film clip to I Want to Break Free by Queen? And you know how they're all dressed up as girls, and they're sort of like, he's vacuuming and sort of singing at the same time, like he's having a great time while he's doing the chores. I kind of see something like that. So it's like, even if you don't feel like, I don't have time to leave these chores behind, whatever your situation is, maybe there's a way to sort of make them a bit more fun, or, sort of, again, pop some music on while you're cleaning, or something of the sort, right? There's a way to sort of get things feeling like it's like a chore's not a chore, you know what I'm saying? Or things aren't as mundane. And with the 5 of Pentacles here, again, this can talk about a situation of lack, maybe feeling out in the cold, a loss of something too. And I am thinking, this is actually making me think of the Cinderella story, right? Because she ended up having to live with the evil stepmom and the evil stepsisters and things like that, right? So there may be a situation here, perhaps, where you've been put into a scenario that is not your ideal scenario right now. Maybe it's not making you feel happy, and maybe it does feel very much almost like, that Cinderella side of things, where you've been put into an unfair situation, and you're just having to sort of like put up with it, you know what I'm saying? But the Fae is around you right now, and that's what they're wanting to tell you. So be alert, because you could be getting signs right now from the fairies, or there could be some kind of like just a little like, hey, we're here kind of thing. And this can come in any kind of form. And I'm also thinking too, like, even if you've got a moment just to take some time out in nature, right? Again, that's probably more likely where you're going to get your little signs from the fairies, right? but it's like if you've got a little garden space, or you've got, somewhere that you can go sit that makes you feel calm, makes you feel peaceful, I feel like that's really going to help you during this time. But just know that the Fae is around you right now, and I just feel this general message of them wanting you to find a way to allow the magic back into your life, if you feel like it's sort of it's been gone, or it's been absent for a bit. You know what I'm saying? And I do sort of see with the doors open here on this chopped wood card, it's like the light is actually kind of starting to shine through. So, I do feel like there is an opportunity right now, or perhaps the fairies are trying to create an opportunity for you to take a break from all of this, and again, just, experience a little bit of magic, a little bit of joy. So that was your message, pile 1. As I said, this was going to be a mini message. If you did enjoy today's reading, if you like my channel, if you like my vibe, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. If you want to leave me a comment, would love that too. And take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey pile 2, so we are getting a mini message today from the fairies for you. So we've got 1 tarot card and 2 little oracle cards. Let's see what they have to say. So your card says, play among the grass and wild violets lie undisturbed little secrets to uncover. We have the 3 of Wands, and we have new life. So definitely I'm seeing spirit is showing me. So, okay, this is only going to resonate for some of you in the sense of knowing this show, but if you were an Australian kid, or you're British or something like that, then this may resonate. But there was a show when I was a kid, right, called Fat Tulip's Garden. And I don't know if anyone knows Tony Robinson, but it was this really cool show where, like, he was in the garden, and he was like telling all these cool little stories, and he had this really great voice and this really great way of like telling a story that kept you really captivated, and I don't know, he was just really great storyteller. But it was set of basically him just sitting in a garden, and I liked it's spirit sort of directing me towards the intro, where they had a camera that was going through the tall grass and stuff. Like, they had the camera going down through the grass. Sorry guys for the background noise, I got the window open. But anyways, the camera was going through the grass quite madly as well, sort of like, someone on an adventure. And I always liked that start of it. It had this really cool little funky tune as well, if anyone remembers the tune, if you do know what I'm talking about. So that may be relevant for someone, but I loved that show so much when I was a kid. And it's just funny that that's being brought back to me right now for your reading. But it's kind of like with the cameras sort of going through the grass, like it's that sort of sense of adventure for me right now. So I feel like there could be a sense of adventure coming up. And being that we have the 3 of Wands, which comes after the 2 of Wands, so 2 is all about planning, the 3 is more about, finally being able to work with those plans and move forward, actually take action forward, right? So and with the new life card here as well, I feel like you guys are obviously, wanting to create some kind of new life for yourselves. And the 3 of Wands can even be travel as well. So for some of you, maybe you're wanting to move abroad, or even if it's just to another city or state or something like that. There's some sense of different environment that you're putting yourself into. And like the card says, among the grass and the wild violets lie undisturbed little secrets to uncover. So maybe you guys are really wanting to go on some sort of expedition, explore different lands, different countries, cultures, something like that. But this could just be sort of, getting yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit as well. And wanting to experience something in general that's a bit different to perhaps the life you're living now, or the things you've experienced up until now. And Spirit's also showing me, for those who didn't know, the Tristan's Magic Garden, Fat Tulip's Garden. Tristan's Magic Garden is a song by a 70s band called Sky, so that may be relevant for someone. They're actually really good. I love Sky. But anyways, no, so Fat Tulips Garden, sorry guys. So, but if anyone didn't resonate with that, Spirit's also showing me Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Where they're in amongst the grass and stuff, and like they come across like the ants and things like that, and they're absolutely freaked out because the ants are like twice the size of them and all that sort of stuff. And so I'm kind of getting like I'm kind of getting the sense that maybe this is sort of in relation to stepping out of the comfort zone. Like it might seem a bit scary, and you may be thinking like, oh, I don't know if I can take this leap. It's almost like a leap of faith I'm feeling. And I kind of do get this almost like full kind of energy in a way from this new life card. Even though she's, quite comfortably sitting there on the column, I am kind of getting that sense of like wanting to sort of leap forward or make some sort of quick movement. I feel something about something quick. So maybe you guys are, really ready to take that next step. But there's definitely some kind of secrets to uncover here. There's something exciting that I'm sensing with this card. And we do have the number 39 here too, so that could be relevant to some of you. You may be 39. And of course we do have the 3 of Wands, so maybe 3 is also something. You may be seeing a lot of 3s. But the fairies are just sort of wanting you to throw caution to the wind, I feel like, and just be ready to have fun and really embrace this new beginning, whatever this is that you're heading towards. So like I said, for some of you, this could be travel. You could be moving somewhere new, or just even if it's just a vacation, or you're just sort of going on a bit of an exploration of some other cultures and other lands and things like that, just to see what the world is like in different places. This could be a clue to that. If this is in terms, again, like I said, of, your life in general, and maybe, some of you are trying to sort of change things up, the way you've been doing things, and, mix up the routine. Like for others of you, I said, maybe you are actually moving to somewhere new, and it doesn't even have to be another state or another country even. Maybe you're moving down the road. Maybe you're moving 10 minutes away or something from where you currently live, but it's still going to give this feeling of new fresh energy, and it will kind of feel like yes. Spirit's showing me now, so for some of you this could be moving too. You may be moving house, and as Spirit's showing me, the fairies are showing me that it's like when you're a kid. I mean, some will resonate with this, not everybody, because some people lived in the same house most of their life until they moved out. But if you've experienced as a kid moving house, then it's kind of like when you move into the new house, if you're still really young, and it's really exciting, you know what I mean? Discovering all the little bits and pieces of the house, all the little parts of the house, and sort of like, oh, there's another room, what's in this room? And actually, it's kind of drawing me now to Whipstaff, in the Casper movie, where they go to the manor, and Kat's basically walking around trying to find her room, and she finds all these really weird rooms and with strange shaped windows and all that kind of stuff, and then finally she finds the room that she wants, and Dad, I found my room, and yeah. But it's kind of like that, right? It's exciting, it's something new, it's something different. And for some of you, perhaps if this is like career related, then you guys have been planning perhaps a new career, being that this is new life. Perhaps I'm sensing this might be something completely different to something that you've done before, or maybe you're just finding new ways of doing things in the career that you're already in, or there's maybe a sector of the industry that you're in that maybe you haven't explored yet, right? Little secrets to uncover. So maybe there's, another section of your job that you can maybe, work in. So for instance, I used to work at a hotel, right? And I worked in banquets, So I was running the functions and stuff, right? So I was overseeing the conferences and the dinners and all that sort of stuff. And I would, lead a team, and I would liaise with the clients and all that sort of stuff, And one day, the clients for a prospective conference, right, had shown up, and they wanted to speak to the people in sales, which of course is another department in the hotel. And the salespeople, of course, dealt with booking the actual conferences and dinners and things like that. And they would discuss, of course, all the ins and outs of the timings of the dinner, how many people there were going to be, and all those sorts of little things, right? And they were sort of in charge of essentially selling the hotel, right? So when people wanted to book a conference, they had to know, the capacity of all the rooms, what we could offer in terms of, design and style and functionality and all that sort of stuff, like what we could offer in terms of food and all that sort of stuff. So they were in charge of that. Anyways, so this group of people wanted to speak to the salespeople, and I tried to contact them, but they weren't around at the time. So I said, look, if you'd like to wait, maybe go down to the atrium, have a drink, I can keep trying to contact them, and I'll let you know when they're available, or perhaps, I'm sorry to say, but you may want to come back another time, or I can get them to call you, blah blah blah. Anyways, at the end of the day, they actually said, well, we really don't have a lot of time, we really came here and we needed to do this now. And so I said, well, I can try and answer any questions you have for right now, and perhaps in the meantime they'll call me back, and then you can speak with the sales team. And, they let me do my thing, and I took them around the rooms, and I said, this is this, and I answered all the questions that they had, and at the end of the day, they said, we'll take it. And I said, I'm sorry? And they said, we'll take it. We'll book the conference. I sold a conference that day. And I remember the head of the sales department at the time came up to me and said, if you'd like to switch and get a job in sales, just let me know, because, after today, you're very welcome to switch departments, and we'd love to have you down in sales. And I didn't actually, I stayed with banquets because I enjoyed the job that I was doing at the time. But that's just an example, right? So maybe there's another area of where you're already working, if you're not resonating with maybe changing career completely or something, that you may be able to explore that you haven't explored yet, and it gives you this sense of a new life, something exciting, something new that you haven't done yet. So there's many options here, guys, but at the end of the day, this is fresh energy I'm feeling from this. So the fairies are encouraging you to embrace this energy and to really go for it. So, again, like I said, with the Three of Wands being after the Two, so the Two's about planning. So I feel like this is already something that's in the works for you guys, that's been on your mind. So I feel like it's something you're aware of. There could be a few more little surprises to discover, right? Because we do have undisturbed little secrets to uncover, so there could be still some more surprises ahead, which may be very exciting. But it's the same thing. Like if you were to go traveling, right? You can sit there and research as much as you want about the country, but once you go there, it's on a whole other level, right? And it's really exciting, and it's new, and it's so it's that kind of thing, guys. I do feel like, for some of you too, this could be like things shifting in the sense of maybe you felt like there wasn't any excitement in your life. Maybe things were getting a little bit too, and I'm kind of getting, Spirit's bringing me back to pile one, so maybe you felt called to pile one as well. But maybe things were getting a bit mundane. Maybe things were getting a bit too much the same, and now you're looking for something new, something exciting, something different. And I really feel like that is coming into your life in the very, very near future. And like I said, some of you are aware of it, so you're already, you've been planning it, and now you're working towards taking action, and to finally experience this new life. You're at the stages of, taking that leap of faith, stepping out of that comfort zone, to really experience something fun. And I think, Spirit is, I keep saying Spirit, so maybe your spiritual team is actually with me right now as well. But the Fae, is also telling you to, just play and have some fun here. So I feel like there is a sort of a light side to all of this. There's a light energy here that I'm kind of feeling. So that is really fun and cool, and I hope that, you know, whatever this is that you're venturing, this new venture, this new life, I hope that it's a lot of fun and it's exciting, and you know, yeah, just, you know, I'm hearing embrace change, right? So maybe some of you have been a little bit afraid of change, but at the same time, you're realizing that, you know, things need to change in order to get to where you want to be with this new life. So, and, you know, like I've said several different times, change really is the only constant, guys, in our lives that we can count on. You know, it's a thing that is always happening. Change. So don't be afraid of change. Embrace it, because it really can bring you to some amazing things. So that was your reading, pile 2. I really hope that resonated, and do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, my energy, my channel, anything like that. If you would love to leave me a comment, I would appreciate that so much. Other than that, take care, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. So we are looking at mini messages today, or a mini message from the fairies to you. So we have 3 cards here. We've got 2 little oracle, and we have a tarot. So your card says adapt. You will get yourself to where you want to be. We also have the card of time to go, and we have the 6 of swords. So this all makes a ton of sense. So yeah, so for some of you, you know, this is a bit of a transitional period, I feel like, for you guys, and you may have, you know, had to literally get up and go maybe somewhere. I'm sort of seeing the sense of someone having to quickly like pack their bags. I'm sort of seeing the vision of someone like quickly packing their bags. So there may have been some kind of situation where this is not, you know, may only resonate for some of you, where you had to leave a scenario or leave even a place. So maybe, you know, you had to move out of a house or something like that, or you had to leave even an area that you live in, or even a state or something like that, and you had to go for whatever reason. And that's just for some of you. I am sort of seeing like, and again with this little fairy on the card here, how she's really running, you know, sort of almost running towards that door. So I feel like some of you, yeah, might have had to quickly just up and go. And so this has been something that might have taken you a bit by surprise. And so because there was sort of no chance to plan ahead or anything like that, you know, as things have happened, as you've gone along in this transition, you know, you've just sort of had to go with it, I feel like. And again, yeah, like the card says, adapt. But, you know, for some of you too, this is talking about if you know you're in a transitional period right now, if it's perhaps one also that you've chosen yourself, right, to move to. I mean, look, this doesn't even have to be like a physical move. This can just be literally saying to yourself, okay, it's time in general for me, like, to take action in my life towards something. You know, maybe you've been procrastinating a little bit, and you realize, like, okay, now's the time for me to act on this, to do this, no more procrastinating, right? And so now you've made that choice, and maybe you've even taken a few little steps, right? Because she's halfway on this walk here to this door. So maybe you're again, there's a sense of being halfway there, because you know, it's a similar thing with the 6 of swords. If we look at we think back to the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, right? You've got the people on the boat, and they're halfway between rough seas and calm seas, right? Calm waters. So it's like, and again with this fairy here sort of being halfway on the path. She's so close to the door. So it's like, I feel like, yeah, again, you guys may be halfway to something. So it's like you're almost, there's a sense of like you're almost there. You've taken a part of this journey already. You're in the middle of your journey. And so maybe things have already started happening that you didn't expect. But, you know, the fairies here are really just wanting you to know that if you just sort of go with the flow, right, and just take things as they come, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to keep moving, and eventually with this, like this fairy here, to get to that door. and much like the Six of Swords, to eventually arrive at your destination and get off the boat, right? But you know, you are in that transition. So for some of you too, you know, like the Six of Swords mentions, you know, this is coming out of the rough seas into the calmer seas, right? So perhaps, like I said, when I saw that vision of some of you having to just hurriedly like pack bags or something like that, you may have had to make a quick decision to move yourself out of a scenario that wasn't serving you, you know, that wasn't serving your highest good. And so you made the choice to get out in search of, you know, this rainbow, or, you know, some kind of happier scenario is what I'm feeling for some of you. I just heard where the sun shines. So I don't know whether some of you maybe are moving, literally if this is related to travel, because of course this Six of Swords can talk about travel, right? So if you're literally traveling somewhere, and I did see packing bags, so maybe that's, you know, luggage for some of you, you know, I feel like perhaps you're moving somewhere where there's more sun. You know, maybe you're living somewhere where there was a lot of rain, there was a lot of dull days or something like that, and you've gone, you know what, you know, I'm sick and tired of this. This is not making my, it's not helping my energy. I don't feel good. I wake up feeling, you know, maybe, again, I talked about procrastination, right? Maybe the environment you've been in is sort of making you feel like you know, don't want to take action in your life, or you're feeling tired all the time, or, you know, your energy is just dull and down. And so maybe some of you literally are moving somewhere where there's a lot more sun that you know, feel will make you happier and things like that. That's just for some of you, of course. We also have the number 45 here as well, guys, so that may resonate for some of you. So, and that also breaks down to a 9, so 9 could mean something for you guys as well. And of course, we have the Six of Swords, so six, could be relevant. But yeah, you're definitely moving into something, a new start. Again, it's a bit of a new start. I'm kind of feeling like, to be honest with you, the paths I've done so far, I feel like they're all sort of connected so far. So it's really interesting. Like one kind of blended into 2 and 2's kind of blending into 3. It's very interesting. So if you were drawn to either of those other paths, you may want to listen to those ones as well. But again, just from the Fae, like this is you. You will get to where you want to be. And like I said, you know, she can see that door off in the distance, okay? It's not clouded. It's not, you know, non-existent. The door is there. She's halfway, just like with the boat here. You're halfway. You may still be a little bit in those rough seas, but you're coming into the calmer waters. And so just by, you know, as the card says, adapting to your situation and just sort of allowing things to unfold as they are destined to unfold, and just sort of taking things as they come, going with the flow, you guys are going to get to where you need to be. So the best thing right now, the advice from the fairies for you is to not fight, and I just heard not fight fate as well, so that may be relevant for some of you, but not fight anything right now. Don't make things any more difficult than what they need to be. Just go with it and do what needs to be done, and do your best to sort of work with the situation that you're in, and instead of fighting against it, because of course, like I said, that doesn't help us any, does it? So for some of you, you may have been thrusted into this situation that you didn't choose, but it's been put upon you. And then for others of you, I feel like you've made this decision to make this change. And you're, like I said, you're in that transitional period, so you're in the middle of this journey, I feel like, and you know, the support is here from the fairies, and to keep moving, to keep going, but just learn to adapt, learn to accept what's happening in your situation right now, and just go with it, because it's going to be a lot easier for you to get to where you need to be. And of course, like the card says, you will get to where it is that you need and want to be. So that is your message, pile 3. I really hope you enjoyed. If you do like my energy and my channel, please like and subscribe. If you would love to leave me a comment, I would enjoy that very much. Other than that, do take care, and I will see you hopefully on the next reading. Bye! Hi pile 4, welcome to your reading. So this is a mini message from the Fae to you. So the fairies are wanting you to know right now, we have 3 cards: dare, take a risk and fly. We also have TikTok, and we have the card, the Fool. Now, I do want to mention that the Devil card did also come out, and because I read tarot intuitively, I didn't see the devil necessarily in the traditional sense. The devil can talk about toxic situations. It can talk about, some sort of negative behavioral patterns, or addictions or something like that. It does sort of speak in the negative sense. Of course, it can talk about passion and things as well. So this could be, you sort of moving towards something that you're passionate about, perhaps. But what I was sensing energetically from that card when it came out was that, it's like that daredevil thing. It's kind of like, I feel like whatever you guys are wanting to take a risk on right now, it may be something that is out of the norm, something that may be seen to some people as quite the risk, or something that's just, how do I put it? I don't want to say that it's not a bad thing, but I feel like it's not a, maybe in your environment, or the situation that you're in, or the people that you're surrounded by, maybe see this as something that's how do I word it? It's not normal. I don't know. It's there's a word I'm trying to think of, guys. I'm so sorry. And maybe, because I'm stumbling right now on my words, maybe you've had a hard time trying to express this yourself to other people, and sort of explain why you're wanting to take this risk, or sort of maybe feeling even like you have to sort of, explain yourself, or give some sort of like a backup story to why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, this is just something very different, I feel like. And maybe a lot of people in your surroundings may not understand why it is you're wanting to do, what it is you're wanting to do right now, why you're choosing to do this. But, the important thing is that you do, and as long as this is within your best interests, right, it's not harming you and it's not harming anybody else, then go for it. So it doesn't matter if anybody understands or not, right? It's all about you, and if this is something that you really want to do, then go for it. So yeah, take a risk and fly. And it's good because we have the Fool, right? So the Fool is about just sort of taking caution to the wind and just going for it. And he takes that leap literally on faith, right? So believing in himself. He doesn't know what's ahead. He doesn't really know if it's going to work out taking this step, but at the same time, they're just going for it. And it's kind of like, when you're a kid and you play like Truth or Dare, and someone dares you to do something, and there's sort of an unnerving feeling as well of like, oh, I don't know, like, can I pull this off, or should I do this? I don't know. And that's sort of the sense that I was getting as well. There could be some people in your energy or your surroundings that don't really perhaps understand what it is that you're wanting to do here, or maybe feel like it's not a good decision for you. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, as long as you know that it's not harming anybody and it's not harming yourself, the choice is yours, right? Because it's your life. So you do what works for you. So so the Fool, right, takes caution to the wind, and so the Fool doesn't know what's going to happen. Sometimes too, it's even the Fool acts without thinking about the consequences too. And I'm feeling like that may be what is the energy that I'm feeling around, in your surroundings. Maybe some people are thinking like, are you considering the consequences of your actions here? Maybe they're worried, thinking that like, if you go ahead and you do this, this may not work out, or maybe there's going to be, something here that may not end up being for your best interests. But like I said, guys, listen to your intuition, and what it is that you really feel. And at the end of the day, obviously don't be hurtful or harmful to anybody, but just be respectful, but just acknowledge, or get them to acknowledge that this is your life and your choice. So that's just for some people there who may be dealing with that at this time, that they are wanting to take this risk as it's put here. But I really don't feel like it's a risk for some of you. I feel an energy of excitement. So I feel like this is and with this TikTok here, I do feel like some of you are feeling like you're on a bit of a time limit. So it's like, I really have to act now. I really have to act now and take this opportunity now while it's here in front of me, or while I've still got this energy to go towards it. And like I said, for those of you that do resonate with perhaps some people in your surroundings, maybe making you feel a bit doubtful and things like that, I sort of feel like maybe you're in this energy of like, I have to act now, because if I don't, then I may be convinced to stay or to not take this risk, or, because there's just going to be too many people sort of having their say and oh, you should do this, you should do that, and so on and so forth. So don't fall into the trap of people putting doubt and fear into you. Just go for what you know is right for you and what you're feeling at this time that, you want and need. So, but yeah, the TikTok too can also refer to like maybe divine timing. So maybe this is something that was divinely timed, even though it may feel like you're having to take a bit of a, what's the word I'm after, like a spontaneous sort of leap, right? Where it's like, oh, just on the fly now, this has come about. But maybe, maybe it may feel that way, but for some of you, it may not be. It may actually have been in the works for a while, unbeknownst to you, and now the universe is presenting you with this opportunity. But yeah, the fairies are just kind of wanting you to not be afraid to take this risk, right? Because I do feel like, obviously it's going to lead you somewhere that is where you need to be. But I'm sort of, like I said, I've got this excited energy that I'm feeling. That's the energy I'm feeling right now. It's like a nervous excitement, but there's an excitement. So obviously this is something good, right? It's not something bad or anything like that. So, and risks aren't always bad. I think there's a bit of a negative spin always put on that word risk. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's anything bad. It just means that, it just sort of means, that it's kind of like the full energy, where perhaps maybe we don't know how things are going to turn out from taking an action or taking a step. But, it doesn't necessarily mean that, anything negative is going to come of it. And I do feel, like I said, I don't feel a negative energy here. I feel a positive energy. And I feel excitement. I feel excited. So there's some kind of excitement around this here. But with the two hands here, the clock is ticking, right? And it's kind of getting away from their hands. So like I said, you may be feeling like you're running out of time, and it's kind of like, I have to take this opportunity now, because if I don't, this is going to get away from me, this opportunity, or the feeling that I have right now that I can actually do this, that I can actually take this risk, that I'm ready to take this leap of faith. Because like I said, for some of you, you may feel like if you hang on any longer, you may change your mind on taking this step. So, yeah, and again, it kind of almost does sort of have a bit of a truth or dare, childlike feel, where it's like, you choose dare, and then someone dares you to do something, and you've sort of got that like nervous feeling of like, oh, do I do it? Do I not? Can I do it? I don't know. But, again, like I said, there's also a feeling of excitement here. So I do feel like this is something positive. And, the fairies are supporting you right now, and they're just wanting you to know that it is safe to take this leap of faith. I do feel it's safe. As long as you know that it is right for you, then go ahead. And, I just heard the words, enjoy the moment. So maybe... Oh, okay, I'm being brought to... sorry. So, has anyone seen the Gilmore Girls? So, I'm being brought to the Gilmore Girls. I don't know if anyone watched this episode or has watched the series. You may want to look this up. I'll see if I can find a clip on YouTube. But basically, you've got Rory, and she is at university, or college as the Americans call it. And she has already met Logan, which is a guy that she met in university, who sort of got her to step out of her comfort zone quite a bit, because she was sort of stuck in her ways a little bit. And she, and I can relate to it, actually. I can relate to her character quite a bit, because she came from this tiny little town, sort of grew up in a bit of a bubble, which is very much my scenario when I was growing up. You know, I lived in this little town, and you know, everyone called it the backwards place because, you know, nothing really progressed much there. And, you know, you'd have like all these other places that would have these big department stores and things, and then finally, like 10 years later, we'd get, you know, one of those department stores. So it was kind of like, you know, like things didn't really seem to grow or evolve very much, and things like that. So you kind of were in a little bubble, sort of feeling like you just had no clue what was going on in the rest of the world, or that you were, you know, up to date with the rest of the world, to be honest. So she came from a little town called Stars Hollow. And anyway, basically, you know, she was sort of kind of set in her ways, a little bit afraid, I think, to take risks on things, even though she did have actually quite a confident, bubbly little personality. But I feel like this Logan guy, you know, really helped bring that out in her. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent now, guys, but so the point is, there's a scene in where basically they have this secret society that this Logan guy is part of, and they go off and they do random things, basically, right? And you know, these kids, they have a lot of money too, so they can really slash out and spend a lot of money on the things that they do. So she wants to get into journalism. She wants to be a journalist, so she asks if she can come along to do a piece for the, you know, school newspaper on their little secret society. But of course she gets there, and then people say, well, we don't actually want you to write about it because it's a secret society, right? So but we're gonna, you know, bring you into the society and for, you know, the day or the evening, and, you know, have some fun. And at first she's sort of like, oh, I just came here to write about it. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to get involved. And they make her get involved. And there's this scene basically where they have created this, like, I think it was scaffolding. I think it was a heap of scaffolding. I can't entirely remember, but there was a whole structure that they'd put together. And basically, there was a group of them that had already agreed to do this. And so I don't know how far up they were, but it was quite high up. And of course, they had harnesses and things on them. But the whole plan was to jump off the edge, and they had umbrellas, obviously, that were open, to sort of catch their fall, and sort of they were gonna, you know, jump off and essentially, hopefully, you know, safely get to the ground, right? And it was going to be this amazing, cool experience, right? And so without her knowing, Logan puts her in as one of the people, right? And she's all like, no, I can't, no, are you nuts? No, I'm not doing that, no. And anyway, they end up, you know, getting her up there, and of course they all jump off, and of course it works out perfectly, and the umbrella catches their fall, and they slowly glide down to the bottom, and she's like, wow, that's like the best thing I've ever done, and she was like so excited and so happy. So I feel like there's that kind of an energy here, guys, you know, and I do feel like it's a now or never sort of situation too with this TikTok. So I think you're kind of feeling like, you know, I have to do this now, or, you know, I'll never do it. And I think the Fae is really encouraging you to just go for it, because, you know, even though you may not know what can come of this, or you know, what sort of lies ahead in some sense, or the outcome, this is, you know, going to be something good anyway, and I think you'll gain something from it. You'll gain something from this experience. It's like living in the now. I'm just hearing about like living in the now, right? So yeah, so that was your message, guys, from the Fairies. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you do like my channel, please like and subscribe. And you know, if you would like to leave me a comment, please do. I would love that. Other than that, guys, take care, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye.